Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Petticoat Junction.
If we're lucky, we can get on the train, be in Hooterville before Uncle Joe wakes up and finds out we're gone.
Uncle Joe won't wake up. For dessert, I slugged him with a double dose of pumpkin pie. That'll keep him out like a light till dinner.
Oh, Mom, you're awful.
Ain't it the truth? But you know, he's so nosy. It's the only way to keep him from coming into Sam Drucker's store and finding out we got him a watch for his birthday.
And it'll work, too. A couple helpings of Mom's pumpkin pie is better than hitting him over the head with a club.
Hi, gang.
I should have used a club.
Joe, why aren't you sleeping?
I was, but I woke up. Had too much pumpkin pie.
But pumpkin pie always keeps you asleep.
No, it's mince that does that.
Listen, anybody can make a mistake. Well, so long, Uncle Joe. See you when we get back.
What do you mean, so long? This is buying day, ain't it? I'm going into Drucker's store with you like I always do.
Well, we're not going to buy much today, and the girls can help me carry it. They're young and strong.
Meaning I ain't?
Well, of course not. It's just that you've been working so hard around here lately. Thinking and planning.
I have been pushing pretty hard lately.
Sure. You've worked hard all your life. You're entitled to relax a little. You've done your share. Come on, girl.
Bye. Bye, Uncle Joe.
Save your steam. They're getting on.
Bye, Uncle Joe.
Bye, kid. Bye, girls. Don't buy anything I wouldn't approve of.
Ooh-wee. It's Billy Joe Bradley and her mother and sisters.
Oh, they'll be coming by to pick up this watch for Uncle Joe's birthday.
That Billy Joe's as pretty as the moon rising over Snively Swamp.
What a beauty.
Yeah.
Real smooth movement, too.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Drucker, it ain't right for you to talk that way about Billy Joe.
I'm talking about this watch. And you keep your mind on your work.
Hi, Herbie.
Oh, hi, Kate.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Herbie.
Gee, Billy. Hi.
Here's Uncle Joe's watch, Kate. 14 karat, 17 jewel, just like you ordered.
Oh, Sam. Girls, look, isn't that beautiful?
Mom, that's lovely.
Oh, that's
Here, give it here, Kate. I'll have it wrapped for you. Herbie.
Oh, yes, Mr. Drucker.
Herbie, you knucklehead. Look at the mess you've made.
Do I have to? I mean, just hearing it was bad enough.
Herbie, you 10-thumbed nitwit.
Now, Sam, stop picking on him. It was Billy's fault, too. Herbie was just trying to help out.
I'd like to help him out right out the front door.
Now, Sam, you simmer down.
Clumsy kid.
Sam, Herbie's a hard-working, fine boy. He just acts clumsy because he doesn't have any confidence in himself. He feels inferior.
Well, who has a better right?
Now, Sam, you see how you're picking on him and knocking down his confidence? Let me talk to him. Maybe I can help.
All right, Kate, but I'm warning you. When you talk to him, don't stand under anything loose.
Lay off it, Sam. Herbie, don't look so sad. Accidents like that can happen to anybody.
I know they could,
Well, good.
but they don't. They happen to me.
Let's talk over here away from anything loose.
Huh?
It's nothing. It's just that I need room. I talk a lot with my hands. Now, Herbie, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you had the confidence in yourself that I have in you, you'd go right to the top.
Oh, you're just saying that to make me feel good.
Are you kidding? Anybody in these parts who runs a business, would love to have you working for him. And you know why?
Yeah, because I work cheap.
Because you're dependable, you're reliable, and you're willing.
Oh, go on.
Too bad you're Sam's right arm. Or you could be working for me right this minute, starting out as, as assistant manager.
Oh, go on.
And I mean it, Herbie. And in no time at all, you could be manager.
I accept the job. I'm going to quit here and go to work for you.
Oh, go on.
Oh, thank you. At last, someone believes in me. Whippy! When do I start?
Herbie, listen, let's not rush into anything, huh?
Oh, I get it. You just were talking. You didn't really mean it. Nobody in this whole world needs me.
Oh, I need you. I'd love to hire you. It's just that it's Sam. That's it. He needs you more than I do.
I do? What for?
See? Mr. Drucker doesn't care. I'm yours.
Now, Herbie, before we go any farther, I got to straighten you out about something.
Sure, Mrs. Bradley, and I want to thank you for hiring me as your new assistant manager because it's done more for my confidence than anything in my whole life. And what do you want to tell me, boss?
Your hours are 9 to 5. You get Thursdays off, and the customer's always right.
Oh, all that and working side by side with Billy Joe. I can hardly stand it.
I feel the same way.
Thanks, Herbie. Merci, Herbert. Thank you, Herbie.
Oh, Mrs. Bradley, what room are you going to give your willing and dependable assistant manager?
Who?
Me.
Oh, yes, you. For a second, I didn't recognize the description. Well, I was thinking, why don't you take Uncle Joe's room and move his things into that big corner room that he's been wanting?
Right, boss. I'll start moving the stuff right away.
Willing and dependable assistant manager.
Yes, boss?
It's going to be a problem moving all those things with your arms full of groceries. So why don't you take them into the kitchen and take these into the storeroom?
Oh, smart thinking. Oh, I can see I'm going to learn a lot working with other smart thinking people. Here, I'll take them all.
Oh, you can?
Here, Herbie. Thank you, Herbie. Here you go, manager. Take it easy. Mom, the next time you get an idea to build somebody's character,
Don't?
don't.
Well, Herbie, my boy. Here, let me give you a hand.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Carson.
There you are.
Thanks a lot.
Don't mention it. Hey, you better get barreling it, Herbie. The cannonball run off and leave you.
Oh, I'm not taking the cannonball. I'm living here now. Mrs. Bradley made me the new assistant manager of this here hotel.
Well, congratulations, Herbie.
Thanks,
Say,
boss.
you're coming. Hold on a minute. What do you mean, assistant manager?
Oh, she says I'm bright and dependable and trustworthy, and I'm going far in the hotel business. Well, gotta get to the business of assistant managing.
Why would she want a young squirt like Herbie around? Why, he...
You worked hard all your life, Uncle Joe. You've earned the right to relax a little. You've done your share.
Rest
Done
now,
your
Uncle
share. Relax.
Take it easy.
Relax.
Take it easy.
Relax. Relax.
So that's what Kate's up to. She wants to put me out to pasture just because I got a couple of gray hairs. Okay, couple of dozen. Can't believe that this terrible thing is being done to me by my own niece.
Oh, Uncle Joe. I
Don't
wondered
speak
if
to
you-
me, my own former niece.
Uncle Joe, what
Same
do you...
goes for accomplices.
Uncle Joe, what are you so darn steamed up about?
You know darn well what I'm so darn steamed up about. You hired that squirt Herbie to replace me.
Oh, I did no such thing.
All right, then prove it by firing him out of here right now.
But I can't. You see...
You bet I see. Real good. I may be an old man with double chins to you, but I still got pride enough to hold them both up.
I can't even reason with Uncle Joe. He locked his door. And when I knock, he just growls. Sounds like a room full of Airedales.
Well, maybe I ought to go
Come on,
upstairs.
my old and only friend. You and I are going to wait for the train down to the railroad tracks.
Uncle Joe!
I don't cotton to hanging around with a bunch of strangers.
Wait, Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe, why are you carrying on so much about absolutely nothing?
Well, it ain't my idea of absolutely nothing. You think I'm an old man. You're putting me out to pasture just because I got a few gray hairs.
Oh, I'm not putting you out to pasture because you've got a few gray hairs.
No? Then what are you putting me out to pasture for?
Uncle Joe...
This morning you went to town and you bamboozled me out of going with you. Yes or no?
Well, yes,
And when you
but...
come back, you brung that young squirt Herbie Bates with you and made him the new assistant manager of the hotel. Yes or no?
Well, yes, but I can explain everything.
All right. Then explain the part about not wanting me to go to town with you.
That part I can't explain.
Uh-huh. What about bringing that young squirt Herbie here and making him assistant manager?
Oh, aha, to you. I gave Herbie a little job with a big title just to build his confidence.
Oh?
I wanted to make him feel important. That's why I can't fire him.
Maybe I was a mite hasty with my conclusion jumping.
Oh, well, then it's all settled. You're staying. Here, I'll take your suitcase.
Don't let go,
upstairs.
I can handle it.
No, I'll take
Don't
it.
let
Give it
go.
to me.
Uncle Joe.
Well, I travel light.
Oh, fraud, you never intended leaving.
Oh, there's just nobody else like you.
Nobody could replace you, Uncle Joe.
Mrs. Bradley, I'm all set to move everything out of Uncle Joe's room and put my own stuff in there, like you told me.
Tell me that part again where you can't replace me.
Well, Uncle Joe, I can explain everything. Badly, of course.
No more empty talk, no more empty suitcases. I'm walking out of here and landing myself a big executive job.
Uncle Joe, wait!
Yep, I walked out of there and landed myself a big executive job. That's right, Lon. No, I can't disclose the exact nature of my business. It's top secret. But if you happen to run into Kate and the girls, tell them I'm in a great spot to clean up. Bye, Lon. Evening.
Uncle Joe!
Where did you been, Uncle Joe?
Uncle Joe?
You look like Mr. Carmichael, the funeral director.
No wisecracks, please. I want a little service.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm registering for a room, and I demand the same respect you give other paying guests.
Paying guests?
Cash on the barrelhead for the best room in the place.
Oh, but Uncle Joe, you...
That's Mr. Carson.
Mr. Carson?
Now you're talking. I've just accepted an important position as executive vice president of one of Hooterville's leading industries. You may think my registering here as a paying guest kind of strange.
Not strange. Ridiculous.
The explanation is quite simple. I decided to be a guest here because it is convenient to my important executive work. And because the Shady Rest Hotel has always been famous for its fine management in the past. My key, give it to me.
Boy, would I like to... Here you are, Mr. Carson. Sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Bradley. Ma'am. Oh, yes. And I'll expect breakfast promptly at 7:30.
Mom, remember, the customer is always right.
What loudmouth says so?
You, Mom.
Oh, that loudmouth.
Joe Carson of Hooterville. You traveling men?
Ned Hooper. Jenkins here and me are in the hardware line.
I'm in the executive line myself.
Oh?
Right. I hold an important position with a firm that recognizes the value of experience and mature judgment. Not like some backward people I know who are in the hotel game.
Oh, baloney.
What?
Oh, a bologna with your eggs or ham?
Oh, I'll try the bologna, Miss Bradley.
Yes, Mr. Carson. It's easy to tell you're a bologna man. Excuse me. 29, 30.
Hey, Mom, what's the matter?
31. I'm counting to 10, so I'll lose the urge to kill him, but it doesn't work.
Mom, how come he's acting this way? It's not like him.
Oh, he just wants to prove to us what a valuable man he is and that we don't appreciate him enough. That's why he's staying here and bragging about his big executive job.
A job that doesn't even exist.
Oh, he's got some kind of job. He came home with money last night. My guess is that he's clerking in a drugstore or he's selling ribbons over a dry goods counter. Poor man.
Mom, why don't we follow him to where he works and blow the lid off this whole thing?
Oh, we couldn't do that on account of his pride.
But we've got to do something.
Honey, believe me, he's gonna get tired of pretending real soon. Go back to being his own sweet, lovable self.
Hurry up with my breakfast, or I'm reporting you to my colleagues at the Businessmen's Club. The service here is pathetic.
Girls, we're going to follow Uncle Joe to where he's working and blow the lid off everything, including Uncle Joe.
But how about his pride?
Yeah, how about that? Come on, we'll ride in the baggage section where he can't see us.
Hey, we forgot. It's market day. We'll have to ride with a carload of chickens.
Oh, dear. Well, maybe we better wait till tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow'll be full of hogs.
Well, don't just stand there. Start clucking.
Give Uncle Joe a job as executive vice president of my store? Well, Kate, there's a lot less painful ways of going broke.
Yeah, but Sam, if you told him that he'd be a great help to you, then he could quit that horrible job at Luke's Eatery and not be humiliated.
Remember, he's one of your oldest friends, and you've known him for years.
No, I can't do it. Uncle Joe is a fine fella, but he'd just be in the way around here. Oh, I don't think I'd want to hire him, even if you threw in one of your girls.
What's wrong with her girls?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any one of us could do a darn good job here. Darn right. I'll bet if I worked here, why, business would double in a week. Especially among the boys.
Okay, Billy Joe, you've got the job.
Whoa, Sam, whoa. We want the job for Uncle Joe.
He's got it if you throw in Billy Joe. I like the way she works.
But I didn't mean that I...
Remember, you're one of his oldest friends. You've known him for years.
All right, Mr. Drucker, bring on the work. Uncle Joe and I are raring to go.
Sam, hiring me as executive vice president was the smartest move you ever made.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
I'll tell you, you won't even know this business when I get through with it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, too. Hey, what's this? A bill for $33.87 from McGonigal, the printer?
Oh, that must be for those 20,000 advertising circulars I had printed. Part of my clever promotional scheme.
20,000 advertising circulars? There are only 3,000 people in the whole county.
I said my scheme was clever, not perfect.
Joe, since I made that smart move of hiring you as my vice president, my business has suffered 4 major disasters.
Say, you the fellas that put up that poster in the town hall about minding kids and livestock for free?
Correction, 5 major disasters.
Quiet in front of customers, Sam. Yes, madam. You've come to the right place. Drucker's always lives up to their advertising claims.
I expect to be a very sick man when I hear about it, ma'am. But what advertising claims did I make?
Oh, here's some of the circulars. See for yourself, Sam.
Notice, as part of our new policy, Drucker's store will cheerfully take care of all children and livestock while parents or owners are shopping.
You see, Sam, now folks don't have to stay home because they got nobody to look after the kids and the pets. They come here and shop, and we take care of everything, just like the big stores up at the city. Shrewd, huh?
Not bad, Joe.
And look, it's getting late. I gotta get started.
What'll it be, ma'am?
Now keep an eye on them and make sure they get fed proper. The dog's hungry. So are the kids. I'll be back in a couple of hours.
Oh, wait a minute. Where are you going?
Shopping over at Cartwright's Emporium. Got a lot of bargains going on there today.
Wait a second, ma'am. You got it wrong. We only watch kids and dogs if you shop here.
It don't say that on that poster, mister. And you know what happens to stores that lies in their advertising. And Bosco only eats fresh ground sirloin. Elsie bites.
Oh, no. Sam Drucker can't fire Uncle Joe. It'll wipe out his self-respect.
But if he doesn't fire him, it'll wipe out Mr. Drucker's bank account. And Mr. Drucker looks so pitiful when he cries.
Well, so will Uncle Joe when he fires him. Now, there must be another way we could handle this.
Hi. Oh, Billy Joe. Hi. Oh.
Harvey, watch out! That's it. That's what? Another way. A secret weapon, sometimes called a Herbie Bates.
And the hotel can also use some of them fancy gourmet foods I've been reading about, like caviar and pickled octopuses. Order me a dozen of each.
Herbie Bates, when they handed out brains, you wasn't behind the door. You wasn't even in the building.
I'm the assistant manager of the hotel, and Mrs. Bradley says whatever I think we need, I should order.
That ties it. Herbie, you're pathetic. You know less about the hotel business than a backward polecat.
I wouldn't talk if I were you, Mr. Carson. No offense, but when I've been hearing around town, you know less about the grocery business than a whole flock of backward polecats.
Look what you're doing to my beautiful hotel.
Well, look what you're doing to my beautiful store. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Drucker.
Yeah, Herbie, I guess I'm going to have to hire you back again.
Me? You're joshing.
Well, might as well if you're going to come here and break things. That way, at least I can take it out of your salary.
Great, Mr. Drucker. Boy, I've really been missing this place. All the hay and the grain and the chicken feed, and especially you.
Would you like your old job back, Uncle Joe? We sure need you.
Yeah, you bet you do. I haven't made up my mind whether I want to get back into the hotel game.
Oh, please, Uncle Joe, nothing's wrong with you. Uncle Joe,
Well-
home.
That depends
Depends on what?
on whether Sam can spare me.
How about it, Sam? Can you spare him?
Could George Washington spare Benedict Arnold?
Huh?
I say it'll be a struggle, but with Herbie here helping me, I'll try to scrape through.
Quiet, everybody. To top off the homecoming celebration, the girls and me would like to present you with this fine watch in honor of your birthday. Happy birthday!
You like it, Uncle.
Open it up. I want to see if you like it. Come on.
Hey, girls. Gee, thanks for the beautiful watch. It's just what I wanted. You shouldn't have done it.
Considering all the trouble it caused, you're right. I shouldn't have.
Congratulations, Mr. Carson, and a very birthday.
Welcome back to the grocery game, Herbie.
Junction.
This has been a Filmways presentation.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Petticoat Junction.
All right. Billy Joe, uh-oh. Lost one of my links out of my chain gang, huh? Billy Joe!
Be right there, Mom.
Betty Joe, you start with Uncle Joe's room.
Right, Mom.
And look under the bed. He knows this is our big cleaning day, so he's probably hiding there. What's this?
Oh, that must be the sheet Uncle Joe made into the victory banner for the side of the train.
I was afraid all that paint wouldn't come out.
Well, I thought I'd better iron it anyway. We're low on sheets.
Some victory special, that was.
Yeah, we got clobbered 84-0.
Listen, tell you what you do. Put this on Uncle Joe's bed, and maybe it'll discourage him from painting silly signs all over my good linen.
Okay.
Billy Joe!
Come on, Mom.
Don't you start that. One Zsa-Zsa in the family's enough.
Mom, I found something under Uncle Joe's bed.
I'll bet it was Uncle Joe.
It's another bed sheet, Mom. And wait till you see what's printed on this one.
Marion Joe Carson.
Honeymoon special?
How does that grab you?
Hey! Hey!
Here comes the mad painter. Quick, hide those clean sheets.
Hey, girls, we struck it rich. I got the greatest news yet. Oh, you found my banner. Spoiled the surprise.
I'm gonna hate myself for asking, but what's the surprise?
Wait till you hear.
You wait till I sit down.
All of you sit down. From now on, you're going to be leading a life of ease. No more work. Now, starting today, this lovely little hotel is going to be known as Honeymoon Haven, home of Mary and Joe Carson, originator of the package wedding plan that's going to make us all so rich you'll be lighting the stove with $10 bills.
All right, girls, let's get back to work.
Kate, listen to what I'm offering. A free ride out here from town on the honeymoon special, originally known as the Hooterville Cannonball. The wedding ceremony performed by Judge Carson, the Marion judge, the wedding supper, the honeymoon, and free rides, all thrown in for the unbelievable price of $10.
Uncle Joe.
We'll make this the honeymoon capital of the USA. We'll slow Niagara Falls down to a trickle.
Uncle Joe.
Where else can folks get a deal like ours? I'll bet we even get that Burton fella if he ever marries that, what's her name?
Uncle Joe, when did you become a judge?
Well, I ain't one yet, but I'm on my way to Hooterville right now to take care of that little detail.
Well, that little detail consists of getting elected.
Oh, no, it don't, Kate. The boys are holding the train for me, so I'll have to give it to you fast. The Justice of the Peace, Dave Pierce, just resigned his office. It'll be 2 months until election. Somebody has to fill that job for the 2 months. Well, early this morning, I caught the train to Pixley, and I called Sam Drucker long distance and asked him as county judge to appoint me justice pro tem till election.
Can Sam Drucker make you a JP?
Sure he can. Sam's the law west of Pixley. I'm coming. By election time, I'll be the popular incumbent. I'll be swept into office by the thousands of grateful honeymooners that have united in happy wedlock. Betty, give me the banner for the honeymoon special. I'd ask you all to my swearing in, but you got too much to do. Clean up the rooms, put a wedding cake in the oven, practice that wedding march on the piano, and sing an "Oh, Promise Me" and stuff like that. Thinking of ways of spending all that money we're going to make.
Well, Mom, what do you think?
I'm worried. I'm awful worried, girls.
I thought it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's what worries me. It sounded too good.
Will you stop swooping that pen around and start signing? I want to get up to Lost Lake before dark. I hear they seen a 14-point buck up by the lake. Boy, would I like to get him in my sights. A 14-point buck.
Will you stop swooping that gun and start swearing?
All right. Do you solemnly swear to perform your duties as temporary justice of the peace in the proper manner?
Sam, I'm going to perform my duties so good that folks from all over the country are going to come to Hooterville and ask for Justice Joe Carson, the man who...
Joe, just say, "I do so swear."
I do so swear.
That makes it official. As soon as you get that document countersigned and recorded by the county clerk at the courthouse.
Joseph Carson, Justice of the Peace.
Not until you get that document recorded at the courthouse.
I'm on my way, Sam.
So long, Joe. Tell Kate I'll bring her some venison.
So long, Sam. Why isn't Charlie helping you?
You sent him over to the Marriage License Bureau to drum up business.
Oh, yeah. You better let me do that, Floyd. You've been riding this wobbly train so long on these crooked old tracks, you wouldn't know straight when you see it.
Don't call a Hooterville cannonball wobbly.
Don't call the Hooterville Cannonball the Hooterville Cannonball. From now on, she's the honeymoon special.
Joe. Listen, Joe.
No more Joe. From now on, you boys call me Judge or Justice or Your Honor.
Okay. Listen, Joe, I seen this young couple coming out of the Marriage License Bureau, and I told them about your package deal. They're all set to take it.
Good work, Charlie. Is that them?
Yeah. Come on, kids, don't be bashful. Shake hands with the fella that's going to marry you, Judge Carson.
Hello, young lovers.
How do you do, sir? I'm Walter Shepard, and this is...
Elsie Gregg.
But you'll soon be Elsie Shepard.
Mrs. Walter Shepard.
Yeah, but I'll still call you Elsie.
Oh, I want you to. Always.
Excuse me, kids. I hate to bust in, but it's time to say all aboard for Shady Rest.
Honeymoon Haven.
Well, whatever it is, all aboard for it.
See you at the hotel, kids. I'll stand up for you, Walt.
Would you young folks like to board the honeymoon special?
Oh, would you, Walt?
Would you, Elsie?
Well, I'd love to.
I love the way you say love.
All aboard the honeymoon special. Da, 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 da.
Which come in whispers, thrill us both, and sing of love unspeakable that is to be. Oh, promise me, oh, promise me.
Floyd, stop that.
I thought it was pretty.
But this is a solemn occasion.
Floyd, you and Charlie over there, you're the groom's witnesses. And Bobby, you and Kate over there, you're the bride's witnesses. Now join hands.
Not us, we're just witnessing.
Are you ready?
I do. I mean, I am.
Walter and Elsie, we're gathered here to unite you in the bonds of matrimony. You know, you two have the honor of being the first couple I've ever married. And I'd appreciate it if you'd tell all your single friends about my unusual package deal. As you know, you get the trip out here from town, the ceremony, the wedding supper, the cake.
Uncle Joe, this is no time for a commercial.
Oh, then I'll start right from the beginning again.
And go on to the ending.
Walter and Elsie, we're gathered here to unite you in the bonds of matrimony.
All right, everybody. A toast to the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Walter Shepherd.
Much congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so wonderful. Well, how does it feel to be actually married?
How do you feel, Elsie?
Well, how do you feel?
I feel just like you feel.
I feel exactly the same way.
It's a wonderful feeling, isn't it?
It sure is.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, may the bride and groom propose a toast?
Sure.
My wife and I would like to propose a toast to the marvelous man who married us, Justice of the Peace, Joseph Carson.
Joe.
Now let's have a little of that cake.
Uncle Joe, I want to apologize for doubting you. This is such a happy, wonderful occasion.
This is only the beginning, Kate. You'll have to hire you one of them CPAs to count all your money.
I don't care if we lose money. Having weddings here is going to be such a joy. Oh, I love you, Uncle Joe.
Judge Carson in front of folks. Joseph Carson, Justice of the Peace.
Not till you get that document recorded at the courthouse.
What's the matter? You look a little green around the gills.
Hey, Charlie, what time's the courthouse close?
About 5.
What time is it now?
About 9.
What time does it open in the morning?
It don't. Tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh, me.
You feel all right, Joe? I mean, Judge?
Just call me Joe. We're friends.
The rice brush, he comes in. Oh!
Give me some of that rice.
Here you go. Oh, there you go.
Just a minute. Come back here.
Oh, Joe, what's the matter? What are you doing?
I'm seeing that these kids got what they paid for. The whole package deal. And that includes a wedding picture. Yeah, you gotta have your wedding picture, too. You want a picture of this happy moment, don't you?
Well, yes, I'd love one.
I love the way you say love.
See, Kate? You was gonna shortchange them out of their wedding picture.
Well, all right. Get your camera and take their picture. You'll have to excuse me. I want to get the girls started in the kitchen.
Thank you for everything, Mrs. Bradley. It was a wonderful wedding supper.
Gee, I don't know who you'd call the captain of a train.
I think it'd be the conductor.
Why'd you ask, Joe?
Well, the captain of a ship can marry people. I thought maybe the captain of a train could, too, in an emergency.
Oh, I don't think so. The only competition you got around here is Judge Drucker.
And he'll be up at Lost Lake for a week.
Yeah. Well, thanks, boys.
Thank you for the bouquet.
Thank you. It was
Congratulations.
nice to be here.
Bye.
Now, because you're my first couple, besides the package deal, I'm going to give you a bonus surprise.
What is it?
A moonlight canoe ride on Lost Lake.
Tonight?
Now, wait, This ain't an ordinary canoe ride. This is a combination canoe ride and Indian wedding ceremony performed by Deerslayer himself, old Big Chief Drucker.
But we're already married.
Not Indian style. You'll love it.
Did you get the wedding pictures?
You wait right here. Kate, the kids want to go up to Lost Lake for a moonlight canoe ride.
Tonight?
You'll embarrass them.
Walter and Elsie, I wouldn't recommend trying to go to Lost Lake tonight. Why, you'd have to hike through the woods in the dark.
We don't want to go, Mrs. Bradley.
No, it was Judge Carson's idea.
Well, it's ridiculous. Well, you might get lost and have to spend your wedding night there.
Kate, let me talk to you. Look, you wait right here. I'll be back. Sit down, Kate.
Uncle Joe, I got a terrible feeling that something's awful wrong.
Oh, not at all. Up to now, everything's gone as smooth as butter.
What do you mean, up till now?
Well, for the rest of the evening, we got a teensy little problem on our hand.
Teensy little problem.
Them two kids ain't married.
Oh, no.
I won't be legal justice of the peace until Monday. That's why I wanted to take them kids up to Lost Lake, get Sam Drucker to marry him.
They can't hike up to Lost Lake on their wedding night.
It ain't exactly their wedding night.
Don't you dare tell them. Getting a start in life like that could ruin them. Oh, those poor kids.
What'll we do?
You're gonna hike up to Lost Lake and bring Sam Drucker back here.
All alone?
Oh, take Floyd or Charlie. They're out in the kitchen now. Move. While I try and think of something. Wait a minute. Walter, tell me something. Do you like hot, fluffy buttermilk pancakes for breakfast?
I sure do.
Come on, Elsie, I'll show you how to make them. On our honeymoon? Who's here?
Hi, Elsie.
Hi, Elsie.
Hey, Joe, you get Elsie an apron, huh?
An apron?
Yes, an apron.
Oh, Mom, surely the bride isn't going to wash dishes on her wedding night.
Of course not. She's gonna make pancakes.
Your mother thinks I should learn how to make pancakes for Walter.
Tonight?
Listen, young lady, you could learn a lesson from this. Oh, sure, honeymoons are fine and exciting and romantic, but a smart bride learns how to keep her marriage exciting forever.
And you think she can do that with pancakes?
Why don't you go in the lobby and keep Walt company?
Hey, swell. Does he like to dance?
Just a minute. Floyd, why don't you go in the lobby and keep Walt company?
Sure will, Kate. Does he play checkers?
Why, I don't know.
Well, sure he does. Now take off your apron and run along. Now then, Elsie's all ready for her pancake lesson.
Mom.
And I'll do the talking.
Elsie?
No, my name's Floyd Smoot. We met earlier, remember?
Yeah.
Sure. Boy, sit right down here. We're gonna have us a checker tournament.
Checker tournament?
Don't you play checkers?
Well, yeah, I have. But this is my honeymoon.
Okay, we'll play hearts.
No. Checkers are fine.
Joe, you said you knew the way to Lost Lake.
I did, but that was before it got lost.
Very funny. What do we do now?
Wait a minute, Charlie. I got my bearings. I recognize that old bristly-cone pine tree over there.
So do I. We passed it 20 minutes ago.
Well, don't get excited, Charlie. We'll find Sam. Hello! Hello! There he is.
That's your echo.
Oh. Well, let's follow that and see where it takes us.
Oh, Elsie, you're getting the hang of it just fine. Walter's gonna be so proud of you.
Oh, I just hope he remembers me.
I think those are about ready. Oh, it's marvelous. Look at that. Golden brown color, and they're so light and fluffy. Elsie, this is the best batch so far.
Hey, you know something, Kate? It's a lucky thing I got a hold of this boy. He needs checker lessons, something awful. I whooped him 140 straight games. He can't keep his mind on the game.
Elsie, did you cook all those pancakes?
Yes, I did.
Well, honey, I hope you won't get mad at me, but there's something I gotta tell you.
What?
I can't eat that big a breakfast.
Boy, can I see a second? No sign of Uncle Joe and Charlie.
Dear, what am I going to do with Walt and Elsie?
Floyd and I could take them for a train ride.
That's a good idea. You two go down and fire up the boiler. And hurry. Kids! Walt! Elsie!
Walter?
Shh. I think we've lost her. Let's get our suitcases and get out of here.
Mrs. Bradley.
How did you get up there?
Up the back stairs to the kitchen. I have to have a little talk with you two.
We're awful tired, Mrs. Bradley.
Yeah, could we talk about it tomorrow?
This is the kind of talk that can't be put off. Now just sit down. Well, there's sure nothing like a honeymoon.
There's sure nothing like it around here.
That's very funny. Elsie, you're very lucky. You got a husband with a sense of humor.
Oh, I think I'm lucky.
I'm the lucky one.
Well, you're both lucky. You're both lucky. But you know something? It takes more than luck to make a marriage a success. Oh, there are the dangers and the pitfalls that you have to guard against. For example, you got to watch out for HLD.
HLD?
Honeymoon letdown.
You mean it gets worse?
She's got a sense of humor, too. Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Honest, Mrs. Bradley, we don't want to take a train ride.
But it's part of the package.
Do us a favor and keep the rest of the package.
Don't you want the honeymoon?
Oh, yes, we want that.
Well, then you have to take train ride. All part of the same package.
Come on, kids. Can't keep the train waiting.
We might as well go, Elsie. Maybe we can catch a little nap.
I hope so. I'm just dead on my feet.
Oh, any sign of Joe and Charlie yet?
Not a sign, Mom. Now what are you gonna do, Ma?
I got one last desperate idea, but I'm gonna need your help. Come on.
Elsie, I'd carry you over the threshold, but I don't think I can get over it myself.
I know what you mean, darling.
I don't care what the rest of the package is. We're taking the honeymoon, and that's all.
I'm with you.
Oh, Walter, look!
It can't be.
What could have happened?
Termites. Isn't it terrible?
Termites?
Thank goodness the building inspector is staying here, and he caught it before anybody got hurt.
Well, there's still the back stairs. Come on, Walt.
Oh, no, they're even worse. He had to tear those out altogether.
Mom? Mom, they're coming. But they're carrying Mr. Drucker.
Carrying him? Sam, are you hurt?
No, these idiots woke me out of a sound sleep and I got the zipper jammed.
He offered to cut him out of it, but he's too cheap.
This is a $60 sleeping bag.
Well, prop him up. We got to get those poor kids married.
By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride. You may kiss the bride.
All right, boys. Carry Sam out in the kitchen, and I'll feed him while you work on that zipper.
Take it easy. Watch my head.
Healthy girls, huh?
Peoticoat Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Peoticoat Junction.
Mail's here. Uncle Joe, from New York. Must be the necktie you ordered with your name painted on by hand.
No doubt.
Hey, Mom.
Yes, for you.
Anything for me?
For Billy Joe from the Hollywood Lingerie Company. Better not be black.
Ordered pink. Hope they didn't make a mistake.
If they're black, they'll go in your hope chest and not in your bureau. Bobby Joe,
Oh, it's my latest selection from the book club.
don't start reading till I get a chance to look at it. Oh, my goodness.
It's a Hollywood glamour wig. It's guaranteed to bring new excitement into my life, or I get my money back. Do I look like a movie star?
Yes, like an old movie star named Harpo Marx.
I bet she was beautiful.
Oh, the things those silly kids throw away their good money on. Oh, I hope it didn't break. That's my genuine Scat Wrinkle Magic Youth Beauty Cream. Uncle Joe, aren't you going to take your tie in the closet and see if it lights up the way it's supposed to?
In a while.
No, I can't believe it. It's too good to be true.
What is it, Mom?
Mrs. Stroud is coming to look us over.
Who's Mrs. Stroud?
You mean you never saw Gladys Stroud's travel column in the Centerville Sun Express?
Oh, that Mrs. Stroud. Gee, that's swell, Mom.
Oh, sure. Her recommendation can make a hotel. I've been trying to get her here for 3 years. Wonder what she means by that. Thrilled by your exciting brochure. Same brochure we've been sending her for 4 years. Never got her excited before. Wonder what's in here to fire up her boilers. Each floor with its own private bath. That isn't very exciting. Most rooms with screens, fly swatters free on request. Couldn't have done it. Enjoy the summer heat without noisy air conditioning. Anyway, she's coming. Uncle Joe! Uncle Joe, guess who's coming to stay with us? Gladys Stroud, the newspaper column Stroud.
Yeah, I know. When I called the Centerville Sun Express to stop her, they told me she was already on her way here.
Oh, can you imagine? I'm so excited. You called to stop her? You didn't say that, did you?
That's what I said.
When did you call the Centerville Sun Express to stop her, and why would you do that? Skip when, get to why.
Well, as soon as I found out about the mistake, I rushed right into Hooterville and called her right then.
Is this going to be something I can take standing up, or is it a sitter?
Might be a fainter.
What mistake did you find out about?
You remember when I told you about making up that brochure, Shady Rest Hotel of the Future?
You mean the one you were going to use to get a big loan at the bank? The one all about swimming pools and tennis courts?
That's the one. Well, I just wanted a few copies of my brochure of the future made up to show to the bank.
Uncle Joe.
Yeah?
The way this story is going, put away the knife.
You ain't the time.
I know, but don't put temptation in my path. Now, go on. So the new man at the print shop made a mistake, and he mailed out Uncle Joe's crazy brochure to our regular mailing list. And that's the one Mrs. Stroud got.
You mean she's coming here expecting to see a swimming pool and tennis courts?
And private baths and whatever else what's-his-name dreamed up.
What's his name?
She means Uncle...
I forbid you to mention that person's name.
Look, Mom, couldn't we just explain the mistake to Mrs. Stroud?
Like the owner of the hotel in Greenville tried to explain to her when she found out his new chef was Canadian and not French like he had said in his advertisement.
Oh, yes. She practically ran him out of business.
She even tried to put him in jail for false advertising.
Oh, hello, girls.
Anybody talks to him gets her wig taken away. And if he knows what's good for him, he better get down to Hooterville and get Mrs. Stroud before she gets on the train and talk her out of coming here.
Well, what's he supposed to tell her? That woman's supposed to be a rip-snorting she-devil.
Well, he better tell her the truth and beg her to forgive him so she won't close us up for false advertising and so she won't put him in jail. That's my advice to him.
Now, hold on just a minute. We're being awful serious about this. Kind of comical when you think about it, just a little mistake. A little funny mix-up. It's kind of humorous.
I've got news for him. If making up crazy brochures full of tennis courts, swimming pools, and private baths, and getting those brochures sent by mistake to a woman who's more than likely gonna close me up and deprive a poor widow of her only means of supporting her 3 fatherless daughters might be funny to him. But to me, it's a far piece from Barney Google.
Here comes Willie Tranker's taxicab. Must be Mrs. Stroud.
Now, don't you be afraid of her. You just tell her the truth and throw yourself on her mercy. Good luck, and I'll see you later.
Throw myself on her mercy.
And I intend to report you to the Better Business Bureau.
But, ma'am, it ain't my fault if that meter jumps 10 cents when we hit a bump. I always take it off the bill.
Yes, when you get caught. I'll see that you're prevented from cheating the public.
Listen, ma'am, I got me 3 kids to support.
Gladys Stroud never let sentiment sway her from her duty to her public.
That mercy I'm going to throw myself on, I don't think there's enough there to break the fall.
I wonder what's taking Uncle Joe so long getting back from Hooterville.
Well, it Probably took him a couple of hours of talking to Mrs. Stroud to get up the nerve to tell her the truth.
You think everything's all right then, Mom?
Oh, sure. By now, he's explained all about the mix-up with the brochures and everything, and she's had a good laugh, and she's on her way back to Centerville.
That must be Uncle Joe now.
Right this way, Mrs. Stroud. You can see the swimming pool and the tennis courts in the morning.
Well, suppose she does have to leave first thing in the morning. Train doesn't get here till 11 o'clock. Now, she's still going to want to see the tennis courts and swimming pool. I'm going to tell her the truth.
Now, get a hold of yourself, Kate. I've got it all planned. Floyd and Charlie are going to have the train here at 8:30 instead of 11.
But it's crazy. She'll be here tonight. We'll never make Mrs. Stroud think she's in a hotel with private baths, swimming pools, and tennis courts.
Well, it's the bowling alley and the indoor ice skating rink that's got me worried.
Ice skating rink! Uncle Joe, what else did you put in that brochure? You better tell me.
Well, there's no sense in us both being sick. Just put yourself in my hands, Kate. I got you into this trouble, and I'm going to get you out. Now, just say to yourself, I'm leaving myself in Uncle Joe's capable hands.
I just wish there was something less ridiculous I could say to myself.
I put her bags in the room right next to the bath. I'm going to put my big radio up there. And this.
What's that?
Don't you remember when I sent for them two-way telephones from that catalog? I'm going to run a wire from her window down to this. Then she'll be able to call down for room service. We'll make out like we got a switchboard. Get it?
Oh, boy, are we going to get it. I can't go through with it. I'm going to tell her the truth. It's the only way.
Kate. Well, maybe you're right. She probably won't close the hotel. She'll be satisfied just to send me to jail.
You're working on me now.
Oh, don't worry about me. They won't keep Uncle Joe on that rock pile more than a couple of months. In fact, with my heart, I may not live that long.
All right, you old faker, you. Get your tail out from between your legs. I'll do my best. Maybe we can't make Mrs. Stroud think that this is a first-class luxury hotel.
Kate, you'll never regret it. I'm going to run up to her room, install this telephone and that big radio of mine, and this is going to be fun.
Uncle Joe?
Yeah?
You're cuckoo.
Takes one to know one.
Miss Bradley?
Cuckoo. My mind was wandering. How was dinner?
Wholesome country cooking, typical of the region. Well, so far, this seems to be the primitive inn I've always imagined. I can't believe it contains the lavish facilities described in your brochure.
We try to keep it primitive at night. You'll see all the lavish stuff in the morning.
I thought you served dinner in the Crystal Room.
Oh, boy. Crystal Room's closed for repairs. A few cracked crystals. You know about crystals, you just look cross-eyed at them and they crack.
I see. Well, I think I'll go up to my room and take a bath. Oh, may I have my key?
Oh, yes, of course. Harry.
Thank you.
Hey, Ma, did you see this?
Oh, my goodness. That salesman from Ogden is taking a bath, and Mrs. Stroud thinks that's her private bathroom. Bobby Joe, stop her. Tell her anything. Show her your snapshots. I got to go up the back steps and get that salesman out of the bathroom.
Oh, Mrs. Stroud! Mrs. Stroud!
Oh, they call her frivolous.
Fire! Fire! Motel's on fire!
What's going on?
Mrs. Stroud's coming up to take a bath.
Gee, Josephat, I forgot about the private bath.
Yeah, look, I'll get him out of here, and you go through the bedroom and clean up that bath, you hear?
Fire! What fire? Where?
Where? Downstairs. You go down the back stairs and wash off the suds.
Mrs. Stroud, don't you want to see any more pictures?
You can show me the rest of your pictures later. I'm going to take my bath.
Hello, Mrs. Stroud. Welcome to the second floor. I say you're ready for your bath, Mrs. Stroud.
You certainly do get around. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. It's just when I run up the steps too fast, sometimes I kind of get the bends.
Hi, Miss Stroud. I just put the big radio in your room.
Radio? Oh, I suppose you don't get television here.
Well, I saw it in Greenville once, and I didn't get it there either.
It's a real good radio, though. Once in a while, she'll quit on you. But you just kick her in the side, you usually bring her around. I kicked a lot of good entertainment out of that set.
Now, Mrs. Stroud, you go ahead and take your bath and have a nice soak and a good night's sleep, and we'll see you in the morning.
Yes, indeed.
Need anything, just pick up the phone.
Yeah, would you like a bowl of fruit with some peaches and a few bananas?
Yeah, that's a good idea. How about a couple of nuts?
Yes, how about that?
Feeling any better?
Suppose Mrs. Stroud wants to make a phone call and she finds out we don't have any telephone wires and that phone on the wall is just to give the hotel class.
Keep your mind cheerful. She's leaving the first thing in the morning. She won't have time to see anything. Have to take our word for it. Make you feel better?
Well, where's the gun? It's a rattler.
That's the phone. Mrs. Stroud, maybe she wants me to come up and kick the radio.
Well, what do I do?
Pick it up. Make out like your switchboard.
Hello? Switchboard speaking. Give her room service, please.
Just a moment. You'll connect her.
Just a moment. I'll connect you.
Bzzz. Good evening. Room service. Well, a glass of warm milk? Right away, Mrs. Stroud. Good night. Nothing to it.
It wasn't hard. It was sort of fun.
Go ahead. She probably wants to order some crackers with the milk.
Good evening. What? Just a moment.
Room service?
No, Chicago.
Oh, my goodness.
What'll I say?
I'm only good for room service.
Oh, Mrs. Stroud? What number? Randolph 61599. Just a moment.
I don't understand it. Usually in emergencies like this, I can manage to come up with a brainstorm.
Hello, Mrs. Stroud? There was a storm on the other side of the mountains, and some of the telephone lines are down. Well, yes, if they get it fixed tonight, I'll... Oh, in the morning. Yes, fine. Good night.
You're going to congratulate me?
You mean for being smart enough to have me around?
Well, I was great on room service.
Good morning. Yes, Mrs. Stroud. All right.
What's she doing up so early?
She'll be down in 10 minutes. She'd like somebody to take her on a tour so she can see the tennis courts, swimming pool, bowling alley, indoor ice skating rink, and steam rooms.
Steam rooms?
Listen, I got an idea.
Oh, I'll bet it won't top steam rooms.
Now listen, if we do it right, we can get Mrs. Stroud on that train by 8:30 and have her convinced that we got all the things it says we've got in that brochure. Now, here's what we're gonna do.
It'll never work.
Well, if everybody does like she's supposed to, it'll work.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Steam rooms.
Well, a man's gotta have a dream. Conrad Hilton started with a dream.
If it didn't print it up and have it mailed to Mrs. Stroud.
Here she comes. Battle stations.
Morning, Mrs. Stroud. Did you sleep well?
Very well, thank you. Are you going to show me around the grounds?
Oh, yes, I am. But first, I want you to see a most unusual and fancy elevator right over here. Most folks don't appreciate how charming this elevator is.
Why, it doesn't even work.
Well, darned if you didn't put your finger right on it. I want you to step in here and get the full flavor.
Morning.
Oh, morning, young lady. The tennis courts are to your right. Have a good game. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the elevator. Pardon me. I think I hear someone on the bowling alley. Sorry, folks, no bowling until after 10 o'clock. Thank you for your cooperation. Now, where were we again? Oh, yes. I wanted to point out certain things about... Pardon me. I wonder if that Billy Stebbins is on the indoor ice skating rink again. Billy Stebbins, you're going to have to quit making those fast stops. You're cutting up the ice something awful. Now, stop it and slow down. Billy Stebbins, I said slow down. Smart aleck kid.
Isn't that skating rink a little close to the bowling alley?
But it works out. You see, it keeps the bowlers cool, and you automatically lose the game if you knock over a ice skater.
I think I'd like to see that skating rink.
Me too. We'll see it in a little while, but first I want you to see some of the historical facts in our lobby. Now.
Hold still now.
Young lady, you're supposed to use the back stairs when coming from the swimming pool.
Sorry.
Those kids. Now, over here, Mrs. Stroud. Oh, good morning, Miss Smith. How was the golf course today?
Just lovely. 18 charming holes. But of course, we blondes have more fun than anybody.
Isn't she the same young lady who just went out to play tennis with a blonde wig on?
That was her cousin.
Is anybody using the steam room?
No, dear. Have a good steam. I'm sorry about all the interruptions, Mrs. Stroud, but I just remembered. Miss Smith's the one who always leaves the steam door open. Excuse me.
There's no steam. Where's the steam?
Oh, I guess it cooled off. Close the door, Miss Smith. You're wasting the steam. Miss Smith, the steam's gone all over the place. Just for that Billy Stebbins off the ice.
I've just got to have a look in there.
And what else did she threaten?
I told you about closing us up and putting us in jail. What else is there?
Where's Uncle Joe?
He went up to romance Mrs. Stroud.
Romancer? That'll never work.
Well, he's desperate. Says he won't let anyone close up this hotel.
Well, I'd sure like to hear what goes on in that room.
Oh, me too.
Now, girls, you're not going to listen outside that door like common snoops.
Mom. Gee whiz.
Going to do it like ladies with your mother along.
You mean you don't believe I love you more than I've ever loved anyone else before?
No.
If I'm lying, may my nose drop off.
I wish I could believe that.
Oh, you just ain't trying.
What attracted you to me?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it was that little glint of mischief in your eye, or that little laugh that crinkles up your nose.
Oh, you're just an old faker.
All right, I give up. If I confess to lying and false advertising, will you promise just to blast at me and not hurt Kate and her girls?
You mean those 3 girls are her daughters?
Yes, ma'am. And they don't have any father. And Kate's killing herself, giving them a good bringing up and an education, and doing the work of 6 persons running this hotel. And if she was to lose it, and I felt I was responsible, well, I just wouldn't feel like living.
I can't hear a sound through this door.
I hear talking, but I can't make out words.
Consarn those honest, solid, early American builders.
Then you won't write anything bad about us in your column?
I'm not a monster. You should have told me the truth yesterday.
Well, you closed that hotel in Greenville, and well, you were making monster noises at Willie the cab driver.
Well, I guess my bark is a lot worse than my bite. And that fellow in Greenville deserved to be closed up. Is that the little laugh that crinkles my nose?
You're adorable. You're a prince among women. I'm going to tell Kate and the girls the good news. Oh, good. I'm glad you're all here.
Uncle Joe, what happened?
Well, you can stop worrying about Mrs. Stroud.
Then she's not closing us up after all. Thank goodness.
Well, it's nice to see you all so happy.
Thanks to you, dear lady.
Oh, we're so grateful.
Oh, you should be grateful to Uncle Joe. Oh, that handsome devil. Did it crinkle that time?
Mrs. Stroud, I just...
Oh, call me Gladys.
Gladys.
I'll be expecting you in Centerville Saturday night. You're escorting me to my class reunion. Oh, I've got so many plans for us. I'll tell you all about it on the way to Hooterville. Bye, everybody.
Poor Uncle Joe. He's really too young to go steady.
Peoticoat Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Peoticoat Junction.
Billy Joe, would you step out here a minute?
What do you want, Herbie?
Look up there, Billy. It's mistletoe.
Billy Joe, I need you.
All right, Herbie, what'd you do this time?
I got kissed.
Well, it sure was a noisy one.
Billy Joe.
It's Christmas, Mom.
Oh, all right. Start getting our Christmas stuff together in the back room. Floyd and Charlie will be along in a minute now.
Okay.
I'll help you, Billy Joe.
Oh, that kid. Stealing a kiss right out here in the store.
Oh, Sam, it's Christmas. Remember when you were a boy?
Yeah. I ain't a boy any longer, Kate. But if I understand this custom of kissing under the mistletoe, there ain't any particular age limit on who can and who...
Sam, you talk too much.
What happened, Mr. Drucker?
I got kissed.
All right, kids, all three of you. We got a lot of work to do before dark.
Boy, I'll say we have. We've got Christmas baskets to pack and presents to wrap and carols to rehearse.
And a tree to cut and lights to string.
And a sleigh and reindeer to touch up.
And the whole Hooterville Cannonball to decorate.
I could use a little more pressure, Floyd. Coming right up. Will you stop burning the tires from under this track?
Only burn the loose ones, Charlie.
If you keep taking up the tires, what's going to hold the rails down?
Well, the train's pretty heavy, even without you.
I'll tell you where there's some tires loose. In your head.
Oh, I'm just spoofing, Charlie. I don't take up enough to hurt anything.
You've been saying that for years. One of these days, we're going to find ourselves out there plowing up them fields with our cow catcher.
Gee whiz, Charlie, don't be yelling at me so close to Christmas.
Oh, I'm sorry, Floyd, but you got to admit that Christmas Eve would be a mighty poor time for the cannonball to run off the track. All decorated up, carrying a trainload of carol singers and presents and all.
Speaking of presents, what do you got over there in that big package with my name on it?
That's a rubber crowbar, so as you can't pry up no more loose tires. No smoke on that fire, and let's highball it. Why, we might even be on time today.
Well, Mr. Curtis, what about it?
An inspection trip at Christmas time?
I'd be glad to work on Christmas, New Year's, any day, if it's for the good of the C&FW Railroad.
Oh, now look, Bedlow, I realize you're trying to regain your position as vice president, but nobody expects you to work at Christmas.
Well, that's just it. They won't be expecting me.
Well, who is they? Do you know of some particular violation of C&FW rules?
Yes, I do. And I understand it goes on every year at this time.
Well, who is it? What is it? Where?
Now, Mr. Curtis, I think in all fairness, I shouldn't name names or places until I make an on-the-spot personal inspection.
Well, speaking as president of the railroad, I've got to admire your devotion to the company. But speaking personally, I think you're a nut.
Thank you, sir. Oh, that report will be on your desk the day after Christmas.
Would you please come in, Miss Evans?
Merry Christmas, Miss Evans.
Mr. Curtis, did I actually see a smile and hear a Merry Christmas from old Scrooge? I mean, Mr. Bedlow?
You did. And heaven help Bob Cratchit and Tiny Jam, whoever they may be.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam. Hey, fellas, where's the rest of the train?
Hey, Charlie, we lost the coach.
I can see that, Floyd. Did you fix that coupler like I told you?
Let's see now, did I or didn't I? Let me think.
Just back up and get the coach. We got to decorate this whole train before dark.
Wait a minute. It's coming back to me. Yeah, I didn't fix it.
How come the air brakes didn't stop us if you connected the air hose?
Let's see now. Did I or didn't I?
You didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, you kept hurrying me, Charlie.
Fellas, please, back this thing up and get the coach.
Calm down, Sam. We're backing.
Where's the train going?
No, Floyd forgot to fix the coupler and connect the air hose, and they lost the coach.
Poor Floyd. He always gets so excited around Christmas.
Slow her down, Charlie. We're almost to it.
I can see it too, Smokehead. Okay, Floyd, hook up the air hose. Let's get back to Sam. Hurry up, Floyd!
Why don't you do that, Charlie?
I'm trying to break your burning railroad ties.
That one was just laying there, begging to be burned.
Well, it's like any other habit, Floyd. If you're gonna break it, got to go cold turkey, no tapering off.
Gee, Charlie, sometimes you treat me like a 6-year-old child.
Sometimes you act like a 6-year-old child, which just shows you can be intelligent when you try.
Mister, if you're looking for the cannonball, you missed it. It was due through here 2 or 3 hours ago.
Don't tell me it runs on schedule now.
Well, it does today. You see, the boys have got to get the train out to the Shady Rest so Kate and the girls can decorate it tonight for... Well, I'll be doggone. This is the first time in 14 years it's been late on Christmas Eve.
And it'll be the last.
Hey, Charlie, that looks like Mr. Bedloe back at the station.
What would he be doing here Christmas Eve?
Maybe he brought us a present.
Floyd, you are really in bad shape today.
I thought they'd never get back.
Hurry up, everybody.
Well, you go ahead. I'll lock up.
Mister, unless you like pumping a handcar, you better start running for that train.
I don't like pumping and I don't like running. What about your taxi?
Well, it can't run on the railroad track, and that's the only road. Now, the handcar's right over there.
I'm not pumping any handcar. Hey, wait! Oh, wait a minute! You started the train! Hey, wait!
Here you are, mister. Have a nice trip and a Merry Christmas.
Ah, humbug!
Come on, Floyd, hurry up. Let's get the decorations out of here.
Billy Joe, you go on up and tell your sisters and Uncle Joe to get down here on the double and help us.
All right, Mom.
I'll go help her tell him.
Hurry up, Floyd. It's going to get dark on us.
Now, Sam, don't you start yelling at me like Charlie's been doing. It makes me nervous and I forget things.
All right, Floyd, open the door.
Charlie yelling at me made me forget to fix the coupling, made me forget to connect the air hose.
Floyd, nobody's yelling.
Made me forget something else, too. Now I forget what it is. Doggone it. Now remember.
Sounds like a cow's in there.
Yeah, I was supposed to leave it off at Lon Hawker's place. Christmas present for his wife.
Floyd Smoot, we were supposed to deliver that cow someplace. Now where?
You yelled at me again, Charlie. Now I forget.
Lon Hawker's place.
That's right, Floyd. See? To Ludi with love from Lon. Here's wishing you a white Christmas.
White Christmas. Milk. Get it?
Floyd, you are the dumbest ash cat that ever shook a grate.
I need an ash cat now, Charlie. I'm a baggage wrestler.
Well, wrestle that cow out of the way and give us the decorations.
Charlie, hadn't we ought to take this cow back over to Lon's place?
We ain't got time now.
Charlie, please don't yell at him. You'll forget where he put the decorations. Floyd, would you please start handing things out to us?
You bet. But Charlie and Sam will have to help you with this cow.
Cow, Floyd!
I don't know where Uncle Joe disappeared to. Maybe Betty will find him upstairs. Oh, Herbie,
will you put these under the tree for us? We've got to find Uncle Joe.
Billy, look up there. It's Christmas.
Again?
No, it's still the same Christmas, just different mistletoe.
Hey, Betty, did you find Uncle Joe?
Not yet, Bobby.
Well, he knows there's work to do. Look under the bed.
That's the first place I looked.
How about the linen closet?
Not there.
We'll tell her to try the attic.
Try the attic.
Will do.
Hey, where have you kids been?
Looking for you. Where have you been?
I've been trying to find the upper half of this Santa Claus outfit. Did you get the train all decorated?
No, we haven't even started.
Maybe I better go back and look some more.
Uncle Joe.
Mom wants you.
Down at the train.
There's work to do.
It's getting late.
I've got a lot of work to do on this beard. It's in bad shape.
But Mr. Drucker got a brand new one.
Meddler.
Betty, we found him. Come on down to the train.
Okay.
We'll see you down at the train, Mr. Carson.
Okay, I'll be there right away.
Where did Floyd put the light bulbs?
No telling, Kate. You'll find him around back of the train.
Oh, thanks, Charlie. Lord smoked. We got a train to decorate and Christmas carols to rehearse, and here you sit milking a cow.
She needed milking, Kate. You wouldn't want her bawling right in the middle of silent night.
We're not going to take her along on the train when we go caroling.
I don't see any other way to get her over to Lon Hawker's place in time for Christmas.
Well, all right. Finish up as quick as you can.
Hey, Sam, here you got me new Santa Claus beard.
Yeah.
What do you mean you? I'm Santa Claus this year.
You was Santa Claus last year.
I was not. Floyd was.
Well, what about the year before?
That was Pixley Fats.
See? It's my turn this year.
Well, you can forget it. I got the suit.
Not the top half, you ain't.
So you're the one that hid that.
I didn't hide it. I took it home and had my landlady let it out to fit me.
Now, well, hand it over. I gotta get dressed. Where's my beard, Sam?
I gave it to Kate.
Kate!
Oh, please, fellas, don't make a big thing about who plays Santa Claus. We haven't got time.
What is it?
Kate, who's gonna be Santa Claus, me or this greasy hoghead?
Uncle Joe, don't call Charlie that.
Oh, that's just railroad talk for engineer.
I don't care. I don't like it.
All right, who's gonna be Santa Claus, me or this greasy pighead?
Joe.
Kate, if you let me be Santa Claus, I'll promise you a big, fat gobbler for Christmas dinner.
You're always here for Christmas dinner.
Anybody care for some fresh milk?
Uncle Joe, take this up and put it in the icebox. We'll decide about Santa Claus later.
You decide all you want, but I'm it.
You got the padding for it, but it's on the wrong side.
Please, boys, let's get busy stringing up these lights on the train, huh?
Where are the bulbs, Floyd?
They're in the baggage car. See, when you don't yell at me, I can remember.
Mom! Mom!
Betty Jo, you be careful up there.
There's someone coming on a handcar from Hooterville.
Handcar?
Who is it?
I can't tell for sure. It looks like Mr. Bedloe.
Kate, look who's pumping up the track to spend Christmas with us. My old buddy Homer Bedloe.
You see, Charlie, that was Mr. Bedloe we passed up at the Hooterville station.
Oh, fine. With that and pumping 20 miles on a handcar, he's going to be in a jolly mood.
Just leave him to me. I don't need no help to handle Bedloe.
Hey, what do you think you're doing to the property of the C&FW Railroad?
We're decorating it for the annual Christmas carols sing, Mr. Bedloe.
We go all the way across the valley singing and distributing gifts and baskets of food.
It's a tradition, Mr. Bedloe.
It was a tradition. Now start taking down those lights.
Why?
Violation of the C&FW rules and regulations.
Well, how's old Homer Bedloe? Still looking for a way to get even with us for outsmarting you?
No, not anymore.
That's the Christmas spirit. Put her there. Christmas present for me? Homer, you shouldn't have done it.
That's a legal writ empowering me to seize and hold this train.
Homer, you shouldn't have done it.
Hey! Sam! Charlie!
Venite adoremus, venite adoremus, venite adoremus.
Mr. Bedloe, you being an educated city man and all, Bobby Joe thought you'd like to hear that beautiful song in Latin.
Very nice. Lovely voice, that girl. She might be able to support you after the hotel's closed down, now that the train's gone.
You mean Betty Joe and Floyd got it away?
Oh, no, you don't steal that train on me anymore. Even that clever little engineer daughter of yours can't run the cannonball without this throttle lever.
Mr. Bedloe, you certainly are a brilliant man. Billy Joe, more fruitcake for Mr. Bedloe. Uncle Joe, more eggnog. Herbie, hurry with Mr. Bedloe's shoes. Charlie, give Mr. Bedloe a cigar. Bobby Joe, let's sing another Christmas carol for Mr. Bedloe, this time in English.
Excuse me, Mr. Curtis.
Yeah?
The pilot just returned from flying Mr. Bedloe to Hooterville, and he wanted to know if he'd be needing the plane.
No, tell him to put... Hooterville? Bedloe went there?
Yes, sir.
He's going to inspect a cannonball. And he can find 1,000 infractions. He is going to spoil Christmas for all those wonderful people. That mean, vengeful...
Scrooge, sir?
That's too good for Bedloe.
Will you be needing the plane then, sir?
No, the helicopter. I've got to land close to Shady Rest if I'm going to stop him in time.
Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la.
Very nice. Where's the eggnog?
Where's that eggnog? More eggnog, Carson. More eggnog, Carson. Talking to me like I'm a section hand on his railroad. Oh, boy. That's all we need now. Nutty Norman, the hobo.
Thank you, Mr. Carson. You remember me, Norman Curtis?
Yeah, that's the way I remember you, with your hand out. Hungry as usual, I suppose.
Well, I could use some food, but first, do you have a Homer Bedloe here, the CNFW Railroad?
Yeah. If you're looking for him to give you a job, you're out of luck. That guy's the original Mr. Mean.
What has he done?
He grabbed the train, that's all. It's the end of the Hooterville Cannonball, the end of Shady Rest, and it's the end of your free handouts.
Well, I'd like to talk to him alone. Send him in, will you?
Can't you get it through your nutty noggin? Mr. Bedloe's a big shot. He ain't about to waste his time talking to a hobo.
You tell him Norman P. Curtis wants him. He'll talk to me.
Uncle Joe, hurry up with Mr. Bedloe's... Norman Curtis.
Merry Christmas, Kate.
Well, I'm afraid this one isn't going to be a very merry one for us, but you get washed up, and we can at least give you one good hot meal before we close down.
Because of Mr. Bedloe?
Oh, now it's Christmas Eve. I don't want to burden you with our troubles. From the looks of you, you got plenty of your own.
Carson, where's that eggnog?
Coming right up, Mr. Bedloe, sir. I was delayed by this hobo coming to the door.
Hobo! Bumming rides in a CNFW railroad, well?
No, sir, Mr. Bedloe.
Well, see that you don't, buddy, because I'm sick.
Too much eggnog. I was afraid of that. I'll go get the bicarbonate.
Kate, if you two will leave me alone with Mr. Bedloe, I think I know just how to straighten him out.
That's right, Kate. If anybody knows how to take care of a drunk, it's a hobo.
All right, everybody, we can get started now. Here comes Santa Claus.
Thank goodness that argument between Charlie and Joe got settled with no bloodshed.
Yeah, that's the best Santa Claus ever.
Merry Christmas.
Be jolly, Bedloe.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas.
Jollier.
Christmas.
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. Ho, ho, ho.
Merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round young virgin mother and child, holy infant so fair. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh!
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Peoticoat Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Peoticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Peoticoat Junction.
Thank you, Floyd. Thanks. Thanks, Floyd.
Oh, thanks for the lift, Floyd.
Glad to oblige, Kate.
Pick you up as soon as we turn around, Kate.
Oh, that'll be fine, Charlie.
Make it exactly 20 minutes to maybe an hour from now.
Oh, right on the dot. Anywhere in there.
So long, Kate.
See you later.
Bye, Floyd. See you later. Bye-bye, Floyd.
Hi, Charlie.
Morning, Kate.
Oh, hi,
Girls.
Dad. How are you?
You come in for the special sale on woolen mufflers?
Oh, I didn't know you were having a sale. Is that what you're hanging the flag up for?
Oh, no, Kate. Hey, Herbie, bring me that screwdriver. No, this is a service flag. Had it in stock since 18. I figure when my only employee goes in service, I ought to make something over it.
You mean Herbie?
Yeah, he's been drafted. Leaves tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
No fooling.
How does he feel about it?
Well, he, That answer your question?
I've seen half-starved hound dogs look happier than that.
Yeah, Herbie's all heart.
Yeah, but he's not the kind to want to shirk his duty.
Oh, of course not. He's upset over leaving his hometown. He thinks nobody cares.
But that's not true.
Of course it isn't.
It could be Herbie's got a point. Not too many people even know he's here.
Yeah, I know what you mean. For a boy 6 feet tall, he sure throws a mighty short shadow.
Yeah, not enough shade for a hot frog.
Poor boy.
You're the one he's really gonna hate to say goodbye to, Billy Joe. You know how he feels about you.
Well, sure, but what
Come
am I
on,
gonna
girls,
do?
let's go inside and cheer up Herbie. Especially you, Billy Joe. Herbie, congratulations. We just heard the news.
What happened? The draft board changed its mind?
I mean, congratulations about being called into service.
Oh.
Well, everyone in Hooterville's sorry to see you go, Herbie. But we're sure proud of you.
Huh?
We'll miss you, but our hearts will be with you.
They will?
Not only are the people around here going to miss you, but they're going to sit up and take notice when they see you in uniform.
Yeah? Nah. Even in uniform, I'm still me.
Oh, Herbie, you're gonna be dreamy in the uniform. I just know it.
Gosh, you really think so, Billy Joe?
Oh, do I ever?
Oh, gosh, I mean, golly.
Isn't it exciting going into service, Herbie?
It's getting to be.
Of course it is, Herbie.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Oh, hi, Junior.
Hello there, Billy Joe.
Hi, Junior. Have you heard the good news?
It's the biggest event since the opening of the store.
You having a sale?
Yeah, on woolen mufflers. But listen to this. Herbie's going into the service.
Hey, that is a big event. I could use a new muffler. You got any red ones?
Junior, the big event is Herbie going into the service.
Oh, come on. What's so big about Herbie becoming a dog-faced private?
Is that what I'm gonna be? A dog-faced private?
Of course not.
Well, what am I gonna be?
Anything you want to be. Right, girls?
Sure, I'll bet you could even be an officer, say, in the Marines.
Or a jet pilot in the Air Force.
Or a submarine commander.
Or one of those, astronauts.
Hey, that's a good idea. I sort of like them fancy-looking spacesuits. Maybe I'll become an astronaut.
Hey, you got a head start, Herbie. You're practically weightless.
Sure. Being thin can have its advantages. You might be the first man to reach the moon.
Are you kidding? Herbie can't even reach for the pork and beans unless Mr. Drucker points it out to him.
Junior, don't be jealous.
Of Herbie? Herbie couldn't even read the physical requirements to be an astronaut, let alone pass them.
Oh, well, he passed the physical requirements to play football for the Hooterville Hornets. So there.
Oh, big deal. Herbie Bates, the all-time leading yardage loser of the all-time scoreless wonders.
Well, it's a record.
Herbie, can't you see they're putting you on?
On what?
Oh, Bates, you're beautiful. You're really beautiful.
What do you mean?
Well, what he means is that you're handsome, and you're going to be even more handsome in uniform. Well, so long, Junior. It was nice seeing you.
Hey, wait a minute. I haven't done my shopping yet.
This is on the house.
Well, what's going on here?
Hi, folks. That's my star football player you got with you? Hi, Herbie.
Hi there, Coach.
What are you doing here? Playing hooky from Drucker's store?
He's the guest of honor at the party we're throwing for him tonight.
Herbie's going in the service tomorrow, Uncle Joe.
I'm becoming an astronaut.
Well, Oh, what?
An astronaut, Uncle Joe.
Herbie? Stop joshing me.
I'm joshing. I'm putting in with them missile-flying fellas.
With John Glenn going into politics, that leaves a place open for Herbie. Come on, girls. Herbie.
Hey. Herbie going to be an astronaut's laughable. Ain't it?
Mom doesn't think so. Or Billy, or Bobby, or Mr. Drucker. Even Junior Hawker wasn't able to laugh about it.
See, if he was to become an astronaut, he'd be the most famous person ever to come out of Hooterville, wouldn't he?
No doubt about it.
See, you know a shrewd manager could push him into politics after he gets out and make another John Glenn out of him.
Uncle Joe.
I might put my brain behind Herbie, give him something to fall back on. Yes, sir, that boy's okay. He's a real comer. You- Hello, Albert. Welcome to Shady Red.
Boyd.
Hello, you old tie burner.
Howdy, good night, huh?
Sam, how's everything in Hooterville?
Hey, what are you doing here, party smasher?
I heard Miss Bradley say everybody was welcome.
Well, that don't include you, wise guy.
Relax, Herbie. You'll have Billy Joe all to yourself.
I will?
Sure, whenever she's not busy dancing with me.
Hey, that ain't fair. Listen, you stay away from Billy Joe. This is my last night with her.
Hey, want to come get some punch with me, Herbie?
No, not now, Billy. Herbie and me want to have a talk about his future.
Come on, I'll get some with you, Billy Joe.
But wait a minute. I'd like to get some punch with you.
Ain't that great, Herbie? I know. I made it myself.
I don't care. I'm gonna get me some with Billy Joe.
I knew a fellow once that felt the same way about cider. Good or bad, he couldn't leave his stuff alone.
For a fact, Billy Joe.
Oh, Junior, that's cute.
I don't think anything a slacker says is particular cute.
Don't talk stupid, Bates.
Junior's not a slacker, Herbie.
I don't see him offering his services to his country.
I'm deferred till I get out of college. Then I'm going into officers' training school.
See? He admits it. He's gonna stay home and become a policeman.
I'm becoming an officer in the Army, you dope.
Oh, that kind.
Boys, if we're going to argue, I'm going to have to break this up. Herbie, maybe you and I better go for a walk.
No, we won't argue anymore.
Oh, yes, we will.
Now, let's walk.
Anybody seen Hooterville's hottest vote getter?
Hooterville's who?
You know, Mom. Uncle Joe's political protege, Herbie Bates.
He's the John Glenn of our town, otherwise known as Orbitin' Herbie Bates.
Uncle Joe, why don't you stop bothering that boy? He'd like to spend a little time alone with Billy.
Tonight's our only chance to map out his political career.
It's also his only chance to say goodbye to Billy.
He ain't got no time to waste on girls. He's saving all his sweet talk for the voters and his kisses for their babies.
Well, there goes the last of the big-time political bosses.
I may be going real far away, Billy Joe.
I know. Oh, but all right, T, I promise.
You won't be running around with that slacker Junior Hawker all the time, will you?
Oh, not all the time. I promise.
Do you want to seal it with a kiss?
Do you?
Golly, do I ever?
Hey, Herbie. Been looking all over for you. Want to talk to you.
Can't wait. Please, Mr. Carson.
You can see him later, Uncle Joe.
Nope, I gotta see him tonight. Billy Joe, why don't you go in and join the guests while Herbie and me discuss his destiny?
Well, if I can't sit here quiet and peaceful, I want to dance.
Me too.
Wait a minute, son. You gotta start thinking of your future.
That's what I'm thinking about. As soon as Billy goes inside, Junior's gonna glom onto her.
Now, hold on, son. If you want to get someplace with Billy, you ain't gonna do it dancing.
Oh, you see me dance, huh?
Well, that's not what I mean. Relax and rock for a minute. I'll tell you how you can win over everybody in these parts, including Billy Joe.
You mean it?
It's a cinch. With me guiding your destiny, there ain't no reason why you couldn't become even more popular than Johnny Glenn, Gordo Cooper.
Yeah, astronauts sure do become famous.
And how? Well, you could even be one of the first ones on the moon. Billy Joe ain't about to forget you with your name splashed all over the papers.
Yeah, I reckon not.
It's only a short jump from the moon to the state capitol.
State capitol?
You come home a famous astronaut, pushing you right into politics.
Politics?
Yeah, Billy Joe cheering you onward and upward, just like everybody else.
Junior Hawker would sure have to go some to beat that.
Yeah, so would some of them other young punks traipsing around after Billy.
Golly, Mr. Carson. I can't think of anything I'd rather do than having Billy Joe look up to me. If becoming an astronaut is what it takes to make Billy Joe forget about everybody else, then that's what I'm gonna do. Boy, I'm gonna go down to... Mr. Carson?
There's nothing makes me edgier than somebody rocking against me. Now, will you learn how to rock, or I'm pulling my brains out of this deal?
Sorry, sir.
Now, between flights and the missile, get in some good rocking practice, will you?
Certainly will.
Good boy. Now, let's go in and hit him with our speech.
Speech? I ain't no public speaker.
Herbie, my boy, with me behind you, you can do anything.
All right, everybody's quiet. Now, tell us what's on your mind, Herbie.
Thank you, Mrs. Bradley. Ladies and gentlemen, unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, I'd still like to take this opportunity to thank you all for coming to my party, and especially Mrs. Bradley for throwing it for me.
Also want to make an announcement about my military career.
I also want to make an announcement about my military career. Tomorrow morning, when they swear me in, they won't be swearing in any dog face. They'll be swearing in a rip-snorting terrier. Me. I hereby announce that I'm becoming America's newest...
Astronaut, stupid.
Astronaut, stupid. No, just plain astronaut. After a couple of trips around the moon and back with my buddies like Johnny Glenn and Gordo Cooper, I'm coming home and throwing my space helmet in the political ring.
Any questions you want answered about me while I'm gone?
Any questions you want answered about me while I'm gone?
Just check with that public-spirited citizen, Genial Joe Carson.
Just check with that public-spirited citizen, Genial Joe Carson.
I thank you.
I thank you.
Hello, Kate.
Well, Genial Joe, you just helped that boy make a fool of himself.
Kate, you keep proving over and over that women and politics don't mix. We never should have given you the vote.
With you and Herbie in politics, we may give it back. Herbie! Why, you look like you've been scrapping with a grizzly.
I just walked all the way back from the army camp, 40 miles through brush so no one would see me.
Well, sit down before you faint and fall in it.
Is anybody around here?
Everybody's asleep, except Billy Joe. She's writing you another letter. But what happened?
Well, after 6 days in the service, they up and kicked me out.
Why?
Well, it seems like I got what they call a trick knee. They said it probably came from playing football. And they said I also got a bad back, also probably from playing football. Anyway, after pretty near a week of tests and x-rays, they decided to give me a medical discharge.
Oh, that's a shame, Herbie. But you've always got your job at Drucker's to go back to.
Oh, I ain't going back there, Mrs. Bradley. After me popping off the way I did before I left, I ain't ever gonna be able to face anybody again. Especially Billy Joe. Boy, I sure made a fool of myself.
With some strong assistance from Genial Joe.
Will you hide me here till morning?
Of course, Herbie, but why
Then I'll
would...
disappear. I'll take off for some foreign place like the Casbah or Cleveland or somewhere.
Now, stop talking silly. If you're bent on hiding, I'll stash you in the attic till we can figure out some way of bringing you back from the service proper-like.
Then you won't tell Billy Joe what a flop I am?
Oh, no, of course not. Come on, let's go up to the attic. It isn't very comfortable, but then I'm afraid you have no choice. You either have to be honest or uncomfortable.
What a shame. Herbie sure came a cropper, didn't he?
Yeah. Poor boy's hiding up in my attic.
But his spirits is down in the cellar.
Too bad you had to sneak in here at night to tell me about it, Kate. Well, I wish I could think of some way to help you, but my mind's all full of newspaper business right now.
Well, Sam, the truth of the matter is, I wanted to catch you before you went to press with the Hooterville World Guardian.
Kate figures the paper can help Herbie out of the mess he's in.
When people read things in black and white, they're more likely to believe it. You know that, Sam.
Now, wait a minute, Kate. As owner, editor, and publisher of Hooterville's only newspaper, and a man who's never deviated from the truth, you don't expect me to write a story to cover up for a bungling youth, do you?
No, Sam. I'll write the story.
That's different. I'd be proud to print anything you write, Kate.
I'll set the type.
Hey, how about me doing something?
Okay, you can do our proofreading.
If it's all the same with you, I think I'd be better at proof listening.
Yep, the strategy I got planned for Herbie won't be long till he's way up there.
Your strategy already has him way up there.
Well, he ain't an astronaut yet. He's got to go through a period of training first. Earl, your mother's a fine woman, but her understanding of military service and politics is pathetic.
Extra. Read all about it. Local hero returns. Well,
What's all the excitement, Charlie?
Herbie's coming home.
No.
Yeah, for a fact.
Well, look, everybody. Our Herbie returns. Herbie Bates, the popular young Hooterville resident who recently applied for duty in the armed services as an astronaut, received a medical discharge and is returning to Hooterville. The cause of his injury is not disclosed due to the classified nature of his assignment.
You suppose it's true?
What do you mean, you suppose? There it is in black and white.
Well, yes, I know, but sometimes newspaper...
Hey, now there's another thing you're proving you don't know anything about. The newspaper game.
Well, I guess you're right, Uncle Joe.
It says here he'll be home tomorrow. Why don't we arrange for a homecoming celebration for him?
Oh, that's a good idea, Charlie.
Say, I'll make a banner for the side of the train. Hero special or something.
Uncle Joe, don't ruin another one of my good sheets by painting on it.
Yeah, but Kate...
Well, okay. This time it's worth it.
I wonder how bad Herbie was hurt.
Well, I don't know, but a great career was nipped in the bud.
Oh, my poor Herbie.
There goes the governor's seat right down the drain.
Hi, Mrs. Bradley. Boy, your room sure is a lot nicer than the attic.
Thanks. Now, the next stage is to get you down and sneak you onto that train when it pulls in.
I'm going to get out of these jeans and into a nice dress for Herbie's homecoming. Okay. I'm going to take my bath now.
There's going to be more eyes in that hallway than in a sack of potatoes. I gotta do something to you.
What are you fixing on doing?
With Bobby's dress and Billy's coat and Betty Jo's wig from the school play and my fur piece, we might get away with it. Come on.
Oh, who's that?
Herbie, it's you.
Hey, ain't a bad looker, huh?
Come on, gorgeous.
Here she comes, folks.
Mom, there's something bothering me.
What's that, dear?
Well, that girl over there, do you know who she is?
Oh, probably a friend of Herbie's.
Well, I don't like her. Now, why do you say that? For one thing, she's got a coat on, just like my new one. For another thing, look how snooty she is standing over there by herself.
Oh, well, never mind her. Here comes the cannonball with Herbie. Look, dear, look. Look at the train.
Good Herbie Bates.
What?
He no sooner gets a uniform on than he has to go take up with that hussy.
Oh, that's what you think. Good. I mean, it is good to think that way. Watch the train, dear.
I've been writing to him for 6 whole days, and I haven't even looked at another boy. At least not for very long. And he has to go and do that to me. Pipe down, will you, Billy? You know, I had to go there and scratch her eyes out, that man-stealer.
Oh, Billy.
have your attention, please? This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The triumphant return of our own Herbie Bates. We take this opportunity to welcome him home from a short but distinguished career in the military service. Well, he's getting himself together a little slowly, folks.
Is he busted up bad?
Not too bad, but he don't quite look like his old self.
Look at his lips. There's lipstick all over him. Oh, that hussy, she sneaked on the train and she kissed him. Where is she? I'm gonna kill her.
For heaven's sakes, quiet down, Scarlett O'Hara.
Thank you, folks. I'm glad to be home, and I'm fixing to go back to work at Mr. Drucker's store real soon.
Fine, Herbie. Now, folks, let's all go up to Kate's for coffee and donuts.
Oh, Herbie, my wonderful darling Herbie.
What?
Oh, promise me you'll never look at that hussy again. Here, let me wipe her lipstick off of you.
What?
There, that's better. Now, here's some of mine.
Golly, Billy Joe. Oh, golly.
Look at that. Well, the nerve of that hussy. She even wears my shade of lipstick.
Golly.
Come on, I'm not letting you out of my sight.
Going back to Drucker's store. I knew that kid was a loser.
Doesn't look like one right now to me.
Hey, Junior, you ever give any thought to using a military career as a springboard into politics?
I'm not interested in politics, Mr. Carson.
Kate, you're looking at a frustrated man with a great brain and no way of making it pay off.
Yes, Uncle Joe.
Stuck out here in the middle of nowhere with nothing but losers.
Yes, Uncle Joe. Ain't it a cotton-picking shame?
Peoticoat Junction. This has been a Filmways presentation.